Well, I woke up this morning, got a little notification from Robinhood saying, "You've been approved for fractional shares." That's right. I was off the waiting list. I've been waiting for a little bit here. When they announced that they were going to be bringing in fractional shares, I was pretty excited. I wanted to give it a try and see what it had to offer. So today, I want to let you know I did use it, and I want to let you know my opinion of it and how exactly it works and what this means. So, if we want to look, there are a couple stocks I bought using fractional shares today. The first of which would be Microsoft. So for Microsoft, I was already up pretty massively in my position, so I wasn't really ready to buy a full share anyways. So I went ahead and put in a $100 deposit, as I typically do every week. And I went ahead and paid $50. I just put $50 in, and that equaled 0.327589 shares at a share cost of $152.63. So cool. So the other stock that I ended up putting money into would be another stock I was up very big in, Target. So I ended up getting, as you can see here, a lovely 0.5 shares. So let's take a look at this. Bought 0.525484 shares at 95.15. My cost basis obviously was it was already really good on this stock. Cost basis on this guy was only 73. It was a little bit lower before. It was I think it was 69 something before. But I ended up purchasing, as you can see, 0.5 shares at $95 per share. Very cool, and I put $50 in, so you gotta love to see that. So I put $50 here, $50 in Microsoft. So what does it look like? Well, on the right side you see here when it says buy target, you can choose now between shares and dollars. So you can set a dollar amount. If you put in $25, it is telling you right now you're getting around 0.265 shares. So that's really exciting. So that's really the basis of how it works. It's super easy. You can do the same thing, obviously, for sales as well. If you wanted to sell, you could sell at the same amount as well, which is pretty exciting. Obviously, this is only for market buys and sells, so can't really put a limit on dollar amount. But very exciting stuff. You like to see it. You like to see everything about it. Why do I like the idea of partial shares so much? Well, I think it really stands for what this platform's about. Robinhood has really always been meant for the new investor. Frankly, it has. From the start, they wanted to get new people into investing, and I think a big trap that new investors have is really the lack of wanting to put in money, and that can really hurt in the long run if you think about it. So it can scare people off. New investors don't want to put that much money because they don't want to lose money. And what happens when new investors put in only a little bit amount of money? Let's say they put in $25 a week. I mean, to be fair, there's a good chance they start delving into stocks that are a little bit cheaper in value. Tell me a new investor that's going to put in $250 to buy a share of Apple right now. Not that many are going to be willing to do that. So in my perspective, I really like it because this allows them to invest in these bigger and better companies, with a little more, not necessarily share price isn't always relative to the company being better. It all really relies on how many shares are out there, stuff like that. But typically you'll get involved in these better companies. Think of like a Facebook, an Apple, a Disney, and a Microsoft. Are people going to put in over $100 into one stock at a time when they're new to investing? Likely they aren't. They're probably going to mess around with stocks under $5, penny stocks, that could lose them all of their money or could lose a majority of their money. When you put your money and set aside into a company like Apple, and you'll see long-term benefit over a 5-year period. A company that, is under that $5 limit, that, is more of a penny stock type trading thing, you really probably won't see much going for you unless you get lucky. It's a lot more speculation whenever you get to that point. So fractional shares are amazing because it's really just about what Robinhood stands for. It gets new investors in, and it gets new investors able to invest in better companies. And if people lose their money because they were gambling on penny stocks because they didn't want to put in more money, there's a good chance you're going to lose that investor, and they're going to be losing themselves a lot of money because they're going to be scared away from the investing game. So that's why I really like partial shares, and I think you should give it a try. If you're not on the waiting list already, certainly get yourself on that waiting list, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything you want to know about it.